If you have a child who is deathly allergic to nuts and is going to some random high school party that you know nothing about what's going to be there, you should really make sure she brings her EpiPen with her. I mean, come on. What up, my Nimians? And welcome back to Nim TV. I am your host, Nimage Neb, and we're back with another movie review. This time we're reviewing Hereditary, which is a new horror movie that just recently came out this past weekend. And I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. I know it's been more than a week since my last upload, and that's the first time I've gone more than a week without uploading since I started this YouTube channel more than 2 years ago. So I'm sorry about that. I don't think anybody cares. I don't have enough viewers for people to actually care. But anyways, so I saw Hereditary. What do I think of the movie? Well, first off right off the bat, I'm going to say very well-directed horror. That's the biggest thing. Like, if you want those thrilling horror stuff where it's like a slow build-up, it's not just a bunch of stupid jump scares, it's like an actual interesting thing that's kind of building up and well shot. Like, the camera movements kind of add to it a lot, and the acting is great in it. The son in this movie is played by the actor who was in one of the I don't know if they're children, actually. They might be like high school, I don't even know. Actors who was in one of the actors who played one of the kids in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I don't know his name, the actor's name. He was okay in that movie, but in this movie, he's in this movie, and he actually is great in this movie. I want to see him in more movies. He's a good actor. Give this kid more jobs. He did a great job with this movie. But yeah, so that's basically what I have to say about it. So the basic kind of idea behind this movie is there's this family, their grandmother died. So there's like a family, it's a mom, dad, son, daughter, right? The mother of the family, her mother dies, right? And they have the funeral and stuff. And then a lot of things sort of happen because of it. And then it leads down this road where eventually the daughter in the family dies because of an accident. And, you know, during the family trying to cope and everything, there's eventually this whole thing where the mother learns how to do a seance and bring spirits into your house. And at first it's like, oh, we can talk to our daughter who died. But it causes some problems, and that's the rest of the movie. There's, for some reason, this weird obsession with the son, and they're like trying to kill him, and you're like, what's going on? There's a lot of interesting things kind of interwoven into this overall like background with all the characters, and you kind of learn more about where's sort of where some of the characters are coming from and what some background caused a lot of the things that are happening in this. So there's a lot of interesting sort of family dynamics that are sort of pulled into the overall thing that's going on in this movie. And that does add an interesting layer to it where it's not just straight up horror. It's not just, oh, there's ghosts in the house. Ah, scary. Like, there's a lot of interesting stuff within the family and the family dynamics that really make it interesting. And a lot of the acting is really good in this movie, and you get a real sense of who these characters kind of are and how they function as a family, as sort of a messed up family in a way. They have some weird messed up family dynamics, and you start to realize there's more to it than you expected. There's more to it in an interesting sort of demonic sense, which you learn more about as you slowly move on in the movie and you get to the end. So yeah, it's really good build-up. What the build-up leads to, I don't think is as good. So I think the movie does a really good job at building up this suspense. Like, really good. But when you get to the end, you're kind of like, did it really build up to anything that was worth building up to? like, I don't know, and different people might have different opinions on this. Some people might love the ending. I don't know. I felt like the ending was just too much, almost. Like, okay, I'm going to get into a little bit of spoilers with the ending here, so if you don't want spoilers, I'll give you my recommendation, which is if you want a good horror movie, that does a really good job building up suspense, not just a bunch of random jump scares and that's it, and actually builds up an interesting amount of suspense and stuff. Yeah, good movie for that. Really good acting and stuff like that, really good camera work. So it is a good movie. It's just the ending I have a problem with. So, for the most part. Okay, that out of the way, now we're moving to spoilers for the ending. The daughter is sort of brought back as this weird, as far as I can tell, the daughter is like this weird reincarnation of some ancient demon. And by the end, the daughter possesses the body of the son, and they're like all these other spirits like welcoming the demon back to life or something. And they're like all these dead bodies that I assume are possessed, bowing down to the body of the son, who is now possessed by the demon, who the daughter was. The daughter was the demon. It's really weird. I don't know what to think of it. Like, to me, I would have been fine with just a much simpler ending. Just a nice, simple ending. Yes, it's fine if all the characters die in the end, whatever. You can give me it's not that it was sort of a downer ending, that it was sort of a depressing, like, demonic ending that was the problem. It was more or less, I felt like they just went too far with it, where I was like, okay. To me, the interesting thing about this movie was a lot of the interesting family dynamics that sort of were building up throughout the movie and sort of added to the horror side of it, and added to some of the demonic stuff that was going on, that was more, to me, worked better as sort of like an underbelly to what is going on with the family dynamics. But then at the end, it's sort of like the whole demonic side sort of takes over to where that seems like the most important part of the movie. And I don't like that. Like to me, again, the whole family dynamics was the interesting part. You have this mother who is sort of going insane, a son who's just scared about what's going on, and a father who's the only one who's like fully sane in the situation, the only one who actually thinks rationally anymore. And so those were the best parts. Is the family dynamics were really interesting and well set up, and add a certain level of suspense to it. I just felt like it went a little too far in the end. That's all. But anyways, yeah, so that's basically all I have to say about this movie. Good horror overall. Again, I was really impressed by the camera work, and, music was pretty decent to help build the suspense as well. Decent job building suspense, and really good acting. Especially, I loved the son, his acting. I just think he did a really good job. Give him more work. He deserves it. He's a good actor. I forget his name at the moment. But yeah, there you go. That is my review of Hereditary. Let me know in the comments what you think of the movie. If you saw it, do you like it? Do you have more interesting thoughts about the ending that I did not mention? Do you have anything? Do you like the ending? Do you think it was good? If you do, explain in the comments. Yeah, there might be spoilers in the comments. I don't care. Whatever. It happens. But anyways, that is about all. So thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
The gents and ladies, I spoil loyal fans. I foil your plans and leave fluids leaking like oil pans. My coiled hands around this microphone are lethal. One thought in my cerebral is deeper than a jeep full of people. MCs are feeble. I came to cause some pandemonium. Battle a band of phony MCs, a stand alone one. Imitator, intimidator, stimulator, simulator of data, eliminator. There's never been a greater